Electrification has been a cornerstone of the current government's plan. We were just chatting with the Power Secretary before the break. Every village in the country is now electrified. However, swaths of rural India is still without power. What's the roadmap and plan in the next leg of taking electricity to every household?
Good morning and thanks for having me on your show. And this has been a proud moment for us, as you are aware and as the Honorable Prime Minister has declared. On 28th of April, every single village in this country has been provided with access to power. That is every single village listed in the census of 2011, that is nearly about 6 lakh villages. So that's a very proud moment, a pledge that the Honorable Prime Minister made to the country. We crossed a milestone. It's a significant move in terms of pushing the last mile to reaching out to the hitherto excluded areas in the villages. And this is a big step forward in inclusive development in creating a new India. The next big step is the program that the Honorable Prime Minister launched last year in October 2017, this Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana, the Saubhagya scheme, which seeks to take electricity to every single household in this country. That is nearly 3.8 crore households. And that's a program that's been launched and is at a brisk pace of execution across the country, and especially in 10 focus states which have a maximum concentration of these unelectrified households.
Okay. Mr. Ramesh, the Power Ministry has estimated that connecting all homes with power connections will require a good 28 gigawatts of generation capacity. What is the role that REC would play over the next 2 to 3 years, and how much of finance does REC target to generate for the sector?
REC is very, very active in financing the renewable segment. We are the first Indian corporate to raise green bonds and then create a special window for financing renewable projects. And we are at the forefront of promoting green energy in this country. And we will continue to support the traditional fossil fuel based generation power projects in the hydro and in the thermal segment. We've just financed a hydro project in Andhra Pradesh in Polavaram. We will continue to support this modernization of the existing thermal projects as they are retrofitted with the FGD infrastructure. So in the generation segment, there is, as the demand picks up, there would be a lot that would be happening, and then we are really looking forward to a very promising growth in the REC's investment in the generation segment.
Currently, several of nation's power plants are underutilized, with issues like fuel shortage, and power sector is still under stress. When do you see resolution of stress in the power sector coming through? What are the kind of steps that you think the government and the DISCOMs are taking to resolve the situation?
The government is pushing towards a power for all within the shortest possible time to ensure affordable, quality power to all citizens of this country. So REC in that sense has an extremely unique place because we are a major financing company that provides much needed funding for the power sector across the country and across the value chain, generation, transmission, distribution, and also the upstream activities like coal mine development, downstream activities like manufacturing of electrical appliances, renewable energy, and we are also involved with as a nodal agency for Government of India's major flagship programs like Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gram Jyoti Yojana, Saubhagya, and Power for All, and such other programs. And so we have this unique place of working with the private sector, public sector, state utilities, state governments in terms of ensuring that the quality power, that the power sector transforms in a way that the country can accelerate on the development path.
Right. Axis Bank saw huge stress from power sector investors are concerned. How much exposure you have to the government and private sector, and which segment from generation, transmission, distribution are you seeing stress in?
There are power projects which are experiencing stress, and particularly in the IPP segment and also in the thermal powered segment. There are few hydro projects, but REC has the unique position of having its loan book of nearly 2,40,000 crores. 85% of that is to the government sector. Distribution, generation, transmission of the government power utilities, both the central and the state utilities, and there is no stress in any one of those in 85%. And the remaining 15%, about 12 to 12.5% is to the private IPPs and particularly to the generation segment. And there again, we have the lowest non-performing assets among the peers in this league. Our gross NPAs at the end of third quarter of this financial was last financial was 2.9%, and the net was 2.1%. But we are operating within the framework defined by the Reserve Bank of India, and we are working with all the other banks. And since we are a consortium in almost all the projects of the private sector generation thermal projects, we are working with the other. We are very proactively engaged with the other partner financial institutions to find quick, effective, optimal resolution of the stress.
Right. Do you see